Hello, chess family. It's me, National Master Jesse James, and today I got a special one for you. This is actually for our non-profit Complete Chess Foundation. We're going to be doing a free chess tournament this weekend, and one of the owners of the place we're going to be doing the tournament at is a brewery. It's called Ranger Creek. Great place. I've gone there for a pint or two, and one of the owners is Dennis Rylander. He's actually one of the three owners for him. He's a FIDE master, and guess what? He got to play a game against the magnificent, the great Magnus Carlsen. Mind you, this was many years ago. Now, how did the game go? Well, you can take a look at the game and see for yourself. With that being said, it was such an honor. I mean, I expect it was for him to play Magnus Carlsen. Let's go and take a look at this game. And we got a double one here for you. It is actually a Dutch defense. So, here we go. We start off with d4, f5. Our Dutch defense is on a roll. And here, White goes ahead and plays g3, or Magnus Carlsen. He is not very well known at this time and only rated 2356. Only 23, right? At this point, he goes ahead and plays g3. A very nice positional way to play against the Dutch defense. Knight f6, bishop g2, pawn g6. This is actually the Leningrad Dutch defense now. Knight to f3, bishop to g7. Castles, and pawn to c4. As you can see here, Black is definitely going for his kingside attack, as the f5 pawn shows. And typically what Black wants to do is achieve e5 in the center later on, and then maybe go for a kingside attack or maybe just a central control. With that being said, White typically opens up the center, and then will try to go queenside also. This is typically where their best points for playing is. All right, here we go. d6. Again, the e5 idea is up in the air. Knight c3, knight c6, and d5 gets played here. A nice point here that not only attacks the knight, but is also taking a look at the light squares over here. All right, knight e5 got played. Dennis will not be kicked back so easily. Knight takes on e5, d takes on e5. One of the good things about these double pawns is more space in the center. And, well, you don't have to worry too much. Worst case scenario, you can always look at playing like something like e6 and trade off, and then you don't have these double pawns anymore. All right, e4 got played. Definitely the best move here. If you do not play e4, then Black plays e4, and then you can see that this bishop can definitely become weak here. Magnus is no one to mess around with, even at his young age here. e4, f4 gets played here. Dennis, if you've ever got to play him, he will be playing in the tournament this weekend. You know that he's a very aggressive chess player, so he only pushes forward. Here we go. G takes on f4, e takes on f4, and pawn to e5 here, another very strong move by Magnus. Of course, Magnus did not go ahead and play. Bishop takes on f4, as you have knight takes on e4 here. And, well, after this opens up over here, Black actually has a decent game going. And, well, White's advantage is minimal at best. So, Magnus goes ahead and plays pawn to e5 to attack the knight. Knight to g4 here, a nice move. Definitely looking at ideas with queen h4, pawn to f3. Again, Dennis is not going to back down so easily, and even puts pressure on the e5 pawn here. But I do love the way that Magnus plays here. White to move. What do you play in this position? Now, I'm not saying that this was a move that's just winning by all means, but I do love the positional aspect of it. Even at such a young age, Magnus knows good strategy. And what does he play here? Pawn to e6. The knight is now cut off, and also this bishop is cut off. Look at this beautiful pawns right here. White is back to the advantage. All right, knight to e5 got played. Pawn to c5, you can see Magnus is just pushing forward here. Unfortunately, this is actually not the best move here for Magnus. Development is key here, but he pushes forward a little too fast with this pawn to c5 move. All right, now Dennis has the attack, and he has the advantage. He goes ahead and plays pawn to f3, attacking the bishop. And, well, it is kind of hard to say. What do you play in this position? Bishop to h3. Bishop to h1 just looks so bad here, as the bishop will never be getting out anytime soon. And, yeah, no. A queen check over here, or a rook check, anything checking over here is just going to be very bad for us. So, bishop to h3 gets played. And again, Dennis just keeps pushing forward here. With this move, he does push forward, but he does lose his advantage. Here the computer is saying, let's go ahead and play pawn to b6 here. Maybe some ideas with bishop b7 or a6 is going to be good for us. With that being said, here, well, he goes ahead and plays pawn to g5 here. Another very aggressive idea. What's the idea? Here he would love to play pawn g4, trapping the bishop. And wait a second, can't the bishop just take here on g5? In the game, Magnus plays the superior king to h1 to hold his advantage. Now, you could play bishop takes on g5 here, but after queen e8, you see the idea. Remember, we're trying to get access to this open g file over here. And here, well, black is actually going to be winning in this situation. There's one line here where black is not best. He's just equal. In the other top 4 lines, black is just winning with a -1, going all the way up to -3. But Magnus, of course, sniffed it out. He did not play it. He goes ahead and plays king to h1. And, well, Dennis goes ahead and push forward g4 here. What is going on here? Is Magnus losing in this game? Unfortunately for Magnus, or unfortunately for Dennis, Magnus is not. I'm so curious if he had thought all this through. There's only one move in this position to hold the advantage. White to move. What do you play here? I don't know if I could find this move. It is very beautiful. Believe it or not, the move here is queen to d4. What? Here you're putting yourself into a pin or a discovery over here. And, well, can't we just take over here on h3? You can, but after this, the open g file turns out to be very bad for him. So g takes on h3, and here you have to do the correct follow-up. If you play rook to g1, black is easily winning with knight to g6 here. Everything is guarded. Your pawn's over here. It is a -0.3 here. Okay, so what are you supposed to play after g takes on h3? Here again, another exclam move. Bishop to h6, trying to remove the defender over here. Okay, I guess it's just a free piece. Let's go ahead and take. Now taking here, white has the advantage. Queen takes on e5. Rook to f6. This is pretty much necessary as rook g1 is just winning on the spot. So here rook f6 is trying to block the queen from this important diagonal. Bishop going back here is just going to be checkmate. So rook f6 trying to block. But here comes Magnus. You can see here, although he is down a piece here, you can see that the bishop and the rook for Dennis, unfortunately, is not getting out anytime soon. All right, here we go. Rook to g1 check. Rook to g6. Another very strong move here for Magnus. Queen to h5. Rook takes g6 also is good, but here queen h5 is best. Not only putting pressure on the rook, but also on the bishop here too. Okay, I know an easy common move here that people could make a mistake at is something like queen to e8, where you would just go queen takes on h6 because of the pin. Of course, Dennis is not going to fall for something so trivial. He is a very strong FIDE master. And so he went ahead and played king to g7, defending both, and hopefully trying to get his pieces out as soon as possible. Here comes Magnus. Rook takes, pawn takes, rook over to g1, queen to e8, guarding on g6. It looks like white's attack is stopping here, and maybe black can hold this position. But, well, let's bring in reinforcements. Knight to e4 gets played. Pawn to c6. He is so desperate to bring out this bishop. He's just going to try and mess up this structure right here. But now it is white to move and win. Queen to e5 check. King to g8. Knight to g5 here. You really have nothing better than to go ahead and trade right here with bishop takes on g5. Queen takes on g5. And it looks like maybe we can get to an endgame here, well, where this bishop and rook will do well against just a rook if they're going to take on g6. But here you need to play king to g7 right away, or else queen h6 looks like it's just going to be game over. So king to g7, and now here it is, rook to g4. What's the idea? Very simple. Here we're going to bring the rook over on the h file or on the f file, and it is game over. Game over here. Bishop takes on e6. Now pawn takes here. Well, actually leave the game to about even position. With that being said, it is forced checkmate in 6th move. And wouldn't you know, this young kid, Magnus Carlsen, found it. I'm sure he played it pretty fast here. All right, white to move. Can you calculate the checkmate in 6 here? I'd hopefully push pause and try to figure it out. If not, enjoy the show. Queen to e5 check. King to g8. Rook to h4. Bishop takes on d5. And game over. Rook to h8 check. King f7. Rook h7 check. King to f8. And queen to g7 for check and mate. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you over at Ranger Creek Brewery for the free chess tournament, and hopefully you can play a game against Dennis himself. We'll see you in the next video.